When you create a bar chart in Power BI, you might notice that some of the bars extend beyond the limit of your y-axis or your value axis. This is something that some report users may not like. In this video, I will show you how to correct it dynamically, so every time you refresh your charts, the y-axis will update on its own. So let's head straight into Power BI. And what you're looking at here is my sales report. Now you can see on the left here that we have a column chart that shows the total product sales for each month of the year. On the right hand side here, we've got two columns that extend beyond the $1 million mark on my y-axis. Now, this might look alright, but I know a lot of report users who would say otherwise, who would want the bars to remain below the maximum level of the y-axis. So here's what you can do. So if you click on the chart and you go to Format, More Options, and go to the Format pane on the right hand side, if you expand the y-axis, you will see that there is an auto range for the minimum and maximum values. What we want to do is create an expression, a measure, that we can reference in this conditional formatting option. That way, whenever you refresh the report, the y-axis will auto-populate based on the values that you choose. So let's do this dynamically. The first thing we want to do is create a new measure. So I'm going to create a new measure in my measure table. Let's call this y-axis value. So the way we're going to do this is in two parts. First, we're going to create a variable that calculates the maximum value in the chart that we're seeing, and then it returns 20% on top of that. That way, our y-axis will always be 20% higher than the highest value. To do this, let's create a new variable and call it highest value. And in order to calculate this variable, what we need to do is create a table that has our total sales and our month and year into other columns. And then we want to simply return the highest value in the total sales column. So we need to use the expression max x. In the table part of the expression, we're going to use summarize. We're going to summarize our fact internet sales table, and we're going to group it by year and month. So let's go to date table year, comma, and date table month. The next thing we want to do is add our final column to group by, and this will be total sales. And we already have an expression for that I have previously calculated, so we can reference that. It's simply called sales. So now what we will have is a temporary table with three columns: year, month, and total sales. And what we want to do is find the maximum of the total sales. How do we do that? Well, we've created most of our expression, so we close this part of the expression off, add a comma, and as you can see, for the max x expression, we need to finish this off, and that will simply be total sales. So we are referencing our total sales column, and we can check this works by adding in a return, and we will return highest value. We're not doing anything with it yet, we're just checking that it works. And we can add this into a card just to check that it does give us the right value. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's drag it on to our report page. And as you can see, the value of this is $1.05 million, which is the same as the total for this column. So we know that this works. Now what we want to do is add 20% to this. So let's go ahead and update our measure. And instead of returning highest value, we're going to return highest value plus 20% of highest value, which is simply going to be plus, in brackets, highest value times 0.2. Close it off, and you will see over here that we have now got 20% above our 1.05 million. The final thing for us to do is add this to our y-axis. So let's remove this, we do not need it. Let's click on our chart. We will go to the format pane once more. Now, on the y-axis, we want to click on FX. We want to format by field value, and the field that it will be based on is our new measure. If we scroll down, we will see y-axis value. Let's click on that. And now watch the chart carefully. We still have our column above the top of our y-axis. If I press OK, now look, we have a new value, 1.2 million. As you can see, it's going up in $200,000 increments. And our column chart is now below the highest value of our y-axis. This is exactly what we wanted. So using tricks like this can help you create more dynamic, but also more aesthetically pleasing reports that your users will absolutely appreciate. Please leave a thumbs up if you like the video and subscribe for more content like this.